So what's going on, guys? I'm here tonight with my buddy Aaron Avery. We are doing another the off-road
Obits, man.
Off-road Obits. I forgot what it was called. But this is my buddy Aaron Avery. We help all each other together do the off-road affair.
I know. I keep catching myself.
Yeah.
Used to be JeepAffair here in Moore County, Kinston, North Carolina, but we've recently decided to let which we never were against anybody coming in, but we're kind of Jeep-centric in our committee. I don't know if you want to call it that.
Yeah, we all have Jeeps.
Yeah, we all have Jeeps, so we called it JeepAffair. But we were never against anybody else coming, but we found out it kind of pushed other people away. Like, I'm not going to go there because my Toyota 4Runner is not welcome. It's absolutely welcome. Anything you bring. We see some sick, like the little Suzuki or the Kia. The little Kia. Do some sick stuff. So, yeah, we recently made the change to Off-Road Affair and Overlanding. Yeah. So, sorry to take it away from you, but
me and Chris, we kind of dabbled into it a little bit on the first podcast that we did, and I made the statement, and I want to see if you agree. I think it's going to be a weird transition, like the name change, like for the first couple years, but I think after that, it's really going to like skyrocket.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's going to be weird because we've done it for 4 years at JeepAffair. So calling it JeepAffair is what I still catch myself to this day doing.
I do too.
When I was messaging the guy, I called you earlier. I was like, yeah, man. He's like, you in North Carolina? And I was like, yeah, man, we run this off-road, like the biggest Jeep event. I was like, still using Jeep. It's JeepAffair, check it out.
But I mean, like to old people, like if they see like a 4Runner, and stuff like that, I'm like, look at that Jeep. Like it's just kind of like a basic term, but to us, it's, I don't know.
It is, and so the fun history about that is like all you Toyota guys can like thank Jeep for the Toyota, for the 4Runner. There's a lot of history in it. I nerd out and went down this deep rabbit hole. But anyway, yeah, Jeep is the oldest or the first mass-produced four-wheel drive vehicle. But we can get into it later.
Yeah.
So what you got?
I don't know, man. You tell me. How'd you get into off-roading and Jeeps and stuff?
When I turned 16, I think you had a Toyota Tacoma first, right? Mm-hmm. When I first turned 16, it was right at, I think I turned 16 in 2007 or 2008. So that was when the economic collapse happened and gas prices went sky high, and I wanted a truck or something, like a four-wheel drive vehicle. My parents were like, nope, gas is too high. That's where it went from, went to $2.34, and everybody lost their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was out. They did not do better by getting me an 04 Mustang, which I had to work and pay insurance and do all sort of kind of stuff for. But I really, really still wanted a truck, a four-wheel drive, because I wanted to go tear up stuff. And y'all probably don't know, but Briley knows me. I like to tear up stuff and beat on stuff. So, yeah, 16, had a Mustang. As soon as I turned 18 and saved up some money, I got a 1990 Chevrolet Silverado loan bed. Put a 3-inch lift on it and some 33 Maxxis buckshot. I love those tires. To this day, I wish they would still make them. But, so that was my hunting vehicle and play vehicle. And growing up in Jones County, tiny county, there's nothing to do. You got hunting trails, and you got Trent River, which is the shop's wider than Trent River.
Yeah.
Drive it through the river, drive it through the trees, banging off trees, whatever, just beat the crap out of it. It finally died. And It finally died. Then I went to a GMC Sierra with 3-inch lift and 35s. And I actually came on nice, believe it or not. I was slated to get married. We're doing all we can. I bought a house, trying to do grown-up things. And 8 months before it was paid off, it caught on fire on the side of the road and burned to the ground. Hurt my feelings.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So,
did you ever figure out why it caught on fire?
Yeah, I had a split fuel rail.
You did tell me about that. I do remember you telling me about that.
Yep, split fuel rail. While I keep full coverage on everything. It's probably a good thing to tell. Even like the WJ out there, the 04 WJ, like JK, all of my Jeeps have full coverage because people pay off their stuff and it's just covered. You don't get any compensation for it. Mm-hmm. Whether you think insurance is a scam or not, you can kind of like argue with them and say fair market value, blah, blah, and they're going to come back. It takes a little bit of time, effort, and energy, but you can recoup some of your investment that you had in the vehicle you were paying for, bought, whatever, and get some of that back. So I did that same thing with that GMC. Obviously, it was a nicer vehicle, and got something back on that, and I went and bought a just to do it because I didn't know what I wanted. I bought a 1979 Chevrolet Bonanza.
Yes.
And you see where I'm going with this? One truck burned down. I bought two. 1979 Chevrolet Bonanza and a 1988 Chevrolet Silverado. Both, one was long bed. That was Silverado. Bonanza was short bed. And I put a 6-inch lift kit on the Bonanza, and it had 39.5-inch Super Swamper SSTs. A lot of work went into that. The motor went out. It was a 350 Chevrolet. My granddad worked for the bus garage. When that motor went out, we got a 396 out of a bus. Just slapped it in there. My granddad was a mechanic.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah. The 88 had the 350 TBI, and when it went out, I put a 350 back into it carbureted. And Matt actually helped me with that. I mean, I'm sure you're going to interview Matt.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, he helped me do that. Played with those. Matter of fact, the 79 Bonanza, I still know where it is. Wife wanted to go to nursing school. So I sold, like, everything.
The Bonanza had to go.
We had a boat. The Bonanza went. The Silverado went. I think, I sold them both because they were like, it was like the biggest trucks in Jones County. One was on 39.5, one was on 40s. And everybody always knew me in a small town. Yeah. And you always had that one guy, hey, I want to buy this from you. Mm-hmm. Let me know when you want to sell it, that kind of thing. I was like, all right, I think I'm ready to sell it. Need somebody to put mama through school. So did that. And I bought a 1999 Jeep Wrangler TJ 4.0 off this older couple. And this is in 2013. Yeah, it was my first Jeep. It had 90,000 miles. And I still swear, like, almost all of them were RV pull behind miles. Older couple, they were wanting to go to the 4-door. Mm-hmm. So I saw it on Craigslist. I mean, that's how long ago it is.
Oh, man. Craigslist.
Yeah, Craigslist. I was like, I'll sell these, I'll sell these two trucks to you, but I got to figure out something to drive like right now. And I sold both trucks for a lot of money. So a little bit of lift. Don't recall what it was. I had 33s. They're a little wore out. this TJ had 4 doors, half doors, soft top, hard top, penny top, safari top. That the little thing that goes in the hitch to carry all your stuff, like your cooler and stuff, it had that. I told you, I don't know if I told you I used it the other day. I just kept it in storage. But I had everything with this Jeep. I just had to replace the tires. They're a little wore out. I bought it for $6,000.
That's like a $12,000 nowadays.
Oh, wait. Even back then, it gets better even back then. So I drove that around. Loved it. It was 5-speed. Could still go play with it a little bit, but it was still my daily driver while my wife was in school and doing stuff. So did all that, fell in love with it. It was awesome. Got a job at the local brewery, and one of the perks for me to go work there, one of the incentives for me to go work there was that as a beer salesman, this before I was a brewer, I could go and I said, hey, he said, what's it going to take for you to come work for me? It's going to take this, and I need a vehicle. Well, what vehicle do you want? Oh, I'd like a Jeep. That's what I drive around now. I'd love one. You can't deliver beer in Jeep. What about the new 4-doors? Or, newer 4-doors. So he was like, well, if you can find a good used one, I'll buy it for you. Boss man did. So that burgundy one was actually paid for by the brewery.
Nice.
So 2009, and the reason I got it so cheap, it was also around, 90,000 miles. The reason I got it so cheap was that instead of 3.8, it had been swapped with a 3.6. Don't know the story, don't know the history, other than it came from Texas and it has a 3.6 in 2009.
What year was this again?
This was 2014.
So the 3.6s had just been coming out in what? Did they come out in 2013?
12 or something like that, 12 and a half?
Shoot, I don't remember. I thought
so. It was 14.
So somebody had just swapped it in, because everybody. From what I understand, everybody wants to get out of the 3.8s and go to the 3.6s.
Yeah,
which is what is like in the Gladiator and stuff.
Yeah. So this had a 3.6, and that's the reason I got it, or it was a good deal. My boss man was like, "Yeah, I'll go buy that thing." Also, low miles. While you're looking that up, but I'm curious too. I think it was
2012. Began using the 3.6 Pentastar V6 engine in 2012.
Why? Don't know. Don't care. It ended up here in North Carolina, and I'm thinking what happened because I bought it from a dealership. It was actually in New Bern. I think they bought it on an auction. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I was like, that's kind of cool. 2009 with a
3.6 Pentastar.
Yeah, to have a 3.6 in it, pretty nuts. Worked with it. Started my own brewery. Met you. I don't even think we had met yet, but obviously through JeepAffair, met you, and I was still driving that Jeep.
Is that Thunder?
It is Thunder. Okay. It's Thunder.
I don't know if I could hear that, but it was I was like,
why somebody put a 3.6? Because it seems like a whole lot of work for nothing. I don't know if they're swap kits. I'm not sure. I still haven't looked it up to this day.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up because somebody had to do some homework on that.
Somebody had to do some homework. It might be the same body mounts in just a Flash. I don't know.
There ain't no way.
Don't know.
I don't know.
But I know it was a pain in the ass every time I went to get something for it or do an oil change for it. And they ask you what. It's got 3.6.
Dude, when I go into O'Reilly's,
it blows their freaking mind.
So I'll tell you, the last time I went to O'Reilly's, I had to get something for my for the Cherokee, the 79 Cherokee.
Yeah,
that's got every year part on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in, and the girl behind the counter, she said, she looked at me, she was like, "Bradley, you know what you want?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And she turned the computer and I went all through the computer. I hope she doesn't. It was not an O'Reilly's in Kinston. It was
definitely in
Mexico.
Yeah.
But I got behind the computer, looked it up, and I said, "Can you pull this off the shelf?" And she went and got it, and I bought it, and that was it. Like they don't even expect like.
Well, do you remember
anything from me anymore?
Let's go off on a little tangent here. You know how you go and the day I brought my WJ in here, like a couple months ago,
mm-hmm.
I had to get some lug nuts for it. I had to go through the year, the make, the model, 4-wheel drive. Dude, just give me some lug nuts. I just need some lug nuts. I will Google it and tell you the thread pattern. I don't want to go through it. I hate it. I get it, but I also hate it.
Well, they also, in their defense...
I get it. That's what I'm saying.
Protocols, I'm sure they
have to. Yeah. Does it have AC? Does it matter?
Like, I need windshield wipers. Like, is it 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Like, that stuff drives me nuts, man.
So, fast forward a little bit, driving the JKU, loving it. Beat the crap out of that JeepAffair. And then, like, we're doing good. Amber's, nurse now, brewing beer, doing whatever, or opening my own brewery, whatnot. And went and traded in the JK for the Gladiator you now have. And this was 2021, I think. 2021, I think, when I bought it. And I traded in the Gladiator. This is when the prices of everything was stupid. It still kind of is. I mean, but when used cars are like few and far between, I went to, I don't know if I told you this story, when I was choosing between that one you have and the Stingray or Anvil Gray, I think it's Stingray, to match Amber's Grand Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
I was lazy and didn't want to drive to Apex. They had like the same miles, same price, everything. This one was in New Bern, so it was right down the road. I called them and said, "Hey, I'm coming. I want to possibly buy or trade in my JKU for it." And they're like, "Okay, cool. Come on down." And drove there, and the salesperson said, "Sorry, it's gone. We sold it this morning." I was like, "Crap." So I'm on the phone in the parking lot about to call the Apex guy and run up there because I just wanted a Gladiator for some reason. And I go to leave. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to head that way. Go to leave. And the salesperson is like, stature like me, long, skinny. He's running like a gazelle across the parking lot. He's like, sir. I'm like, what? What's up? We have it. Can you get that our sister dealership? Oh, I have told you this, haven't I? Oh, no. Oh, okay. He said, "So can you drive a stick?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Cool, because none of us can." Oh, crap. None of the salespeople can drive a stick. Not going to name the dealership, but he's like, "How about I take you to it? And you can drive it back to this dealership. It's sister dealerships. I don't understand why we couldn't do one thing wherever." Anyway, so my test drive was for me to bring it back because nobody else could. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
That's wild, man.
Is it though? Nobody knows how to drive.
It's a dying art, man. That's like, I am manual transmission all the way.
All the way.
If everything like was manual transmission, even like my like F-250, if it had a manual transmission, I'd be like tickled.
Well, yes and no, because after playing, obviously, we design and play on the course and everything, and I do a lot of that when I'm just out there drinking beer and digging and trying. I kind of prefer my XJ now because it's
automatic.
It's kind of,
you can like hold a beverage in your hand.
Well, not even that, just like not having to.
Yeah,
do all this other stuff, which
I like that.
Which I'm used to. It's fine. But after getting that XJ, and I'll continue on my list of vehicles. But after getting the XJ, I was like, dude, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Because every other Jeep I had was
manual.
Manual.
Yeah. Was your JK manual?
No, it wasn't. Sorry.
It was
the TJ was, the JK was not. But then went back into a manual, yours, and but yeah, that was my test drive. Was from one sister dealership to another because they couldn't find anybody to drive it.
That's nuts, man.
Oh, it gets even better. So work out a deal. They give me a crazy trade in with the JKU because it was
like
just
we can't drive this thing. Like you can get it at a good deal, pretty much.
no, the JKU was no, JKU. They gave me a stupid trade in because at the time it was like still COVID, and they're looking for those used vehicles, and I cleaned it up really good. I told you I would before I sold it to you. Whatever.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I actually did clean it up really, really good. And they were like, cool, we can give you this. And I was like, no, I'd really like this. He was like, you Jeep guys, you guys think a lot of your stuff. I'm like, yeah, I put a lot of work into it. A lot of work and money. Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It still doesn't affect the value of the vehicle. I said, cool, I've got all the stuff in my shop. I'll take it home tonight at your price and take it all off, put all the stock stuff back on, and I'll be here tomorrow. Oh, wait, Mr. Avery. We want it.
Mm-hmm. They changed that tune real quick.
So we worked out a deal. I ended up getting like $13,000 trade in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
No.
That ain't bad. How many miles were on it?
180,000 miles.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, let's do this.
And then they probably turned around and sold it for
like 18 or something. It was so stupid. So I said, but I do want to take it back home and make sure, because at the time I'd recently got done with my gunsmith schooling, and I did clean out the underside, outside, everything good, but I wanted to make sure there was no ammunition, whatever, all throughout the Jeep. I mean, you know what I mean? I'll also have like guns and bullets and stuff everywhere, bombs, midgets, whatever. I just needed to make sure everything was good. I said, we did all the paperwork. I said, bring it to the brewery tomorrow because I have to work. That'll give you time to find somebody from the other dealerships. They're like, yeah, we got it. Signed the paperwork and went home, cleaned all my stuff out, went to the brewery, and they called me and said, hey, we'll be here in like 2 hours. Cool. And then it comes. I'm so excited. Here comes my new Gladiator. And out steps this 192-year-old man. Yeah. I mean, and I bought it the way you saw it before. Yeah. Like, it was already lifted and everything like that. It's done. Yeah, this like super old man comes out. And I was like, let me guess. None of the youngest could drive. He said, yep, I'm doing a favor for my friends. So I don't know who they got to this day. So they were supposed to drive it there, pick up the JK and take it back. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, get you out of your nursing home to come bring my Jeep. But I appreciate it, man. You want a beer? He was like, no, I gave that up, back in 72 or whatever. I was like, cool. So yeah, they still could not find anybody. They had to get a friend of the dealer's family or something to bring it to me.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
What is wrong with today's people?
I don't know. I think everybody should learn how to drive manual first.
Yeah, absolutely.
First.
I agree 100%. Because what if there's like a fire or like an emergency and there's
I've been in this situation before. Well, I was a firefighter before, brewer and everything like that. But I've been in that situation where, like, all right, I need you to move this. Talking about family, and they freak out, and somebody gets in and move. I get it. Yeah, if there is an emergency.
I mean, stuff like that happens. Like, I keep telling my wife, like, you need to learn how to drive a manual because, like, what if I slip and fall and, like, hit my head and, like, we're, like, in the Comanche? How are you going to get me to the hospital? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But she probably just wants, like, insurance money, but I think that's why she's never learned.
Hey, man, what if, I've done the same thing. Like, what if you're being chased by some crazy person and that's the only thing you can get in and get away? Like you die Texas Chainsaw Massacre style.
Yeah.
They'll rip you out.
Yeah.
You get Jessica Biel.
No, I'm like, what's it called? Oh gosh, I can't think of what it's called. We used to call it something. It's like when you crank the car in gear and it pops it, like you just like you never touch the clutch. Oh man, I can't think of what it's called. It's like rocket launching or something.
Yeah, but like, let's get to gear 3 and you'll be fine, maybe.
Yeah,
just do that. Just do that. Just get there.
Yeah.
Redlining after that, it'll be fine. So anyway, Gladiator. Did all that fun stuff. Matter of fact, the second day we had Gladiator. I think it's around about the time I actually started meeting you, like getting to know you, because this was still the old course. The new course wasn't there, and me and Matt set up the beer stuff, getting ready to sell, and I had this thing 2 days, and we set up the beer stuff, and I was like, "Hey Matt, there's nobody here. You'll see what this thing will do." He's like, "Yeah." And I start going. So I was the first one on that day, which was still a single day at that time. And I could see my wife go, because I just got this $50,000 Jeep. And I was like, day two. Let's go beat it up.
Oh, that's what it's built for, man.
Yeah. I mean, I beat on him a little bit more than most, but that's what it's for.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of having them if you're not?
I've always beat on them.
Yeah.
What's the point of having them?
You've never really had like a catastrophic failure except for like the Cherokee like radiator. Is that correct?
Yes, and that was by my doing.
You physically jammed it into another one of your Jeeps, if I'm
I did.
Not mistaken.
I did.
Like could have totally been avoided. Like I
did it for a reason. You know what? Grab me another beer and I'll tell you the story.
I got you.
So what he's talking about is I got an XJ, and I was always against XJs. I'm starting to be more. I don't know what shape. We're good, man. You're good. Oh, you're still gonna do it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. Check it, just in case. JIC. So I used to be like anti XJs. I had TJ. I had the TJ while I had the JT too, the Gladiator.
Oh yeah, I had the TJ.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's so many. I'm gonna miss some. So I had the TJ, working on it, playing around with it, and I was always like anti XJ. I don't know if you were never like that. I think you were.
I've had like six Cherokees.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I was one of those that was like, ugh,
Oh yeah, I like Cherokees. I mean, there are some Cherokees that I'm just like, geez.
Which ones?
Not yours. I have mad respect for yours for sure. 'Cause I've literally seen that thing in the air.
Like, no, I'm talking about like which model?
What?
Which model Cherokee don't you like?
Don't I like?
Yeah.
I'm just saying if people that just. Oh crap! I've done that. Like just cut the doors off with like a grinder, like those styles.
Yeah,
like they have like monster stickers or like monster decals all over them. Light bars, like thorn birds.
Thorn birds.
Not trying to single any XJ owners out, but I'm just saying. But
they're terrible. They're trash.
Well, I mean, there's literally a Cherokee like in my shop right there.
It ain't on Thornbirds there. What was I saying now?
Oh, something about Cherokees. You're a believer, connoisseur or something.
I ain't gonna say connoisseur now, but yeah, working on the TJ, and I think I've told you this before too. I don't like black Jeeps.
You've had like 50 black.
I don't know what. Yeah, I have like 50 black Jeeps. They always have the best deal. I don't understand it.
I mean, I feel like black Jeeps are just very popular. Not popular, they just made a lot or something. They just Jeep had extra black paint, or they get a deal on it or something.
The XJ was $1,200.
It was black.
It was black. That's what I'm getting at. It was black, but I was like, enough's enough. And no, I'm not even gonna say enough's enough. Now I was gonna do it. I was gonna spray line the whole thing some weird color because I bought this thing to jump, beat up, destroy.
Certified Ripper.
Yes, certified Ripper. But I hated the black and had an orange stripe, so I sent our buddy Ty. I said, "Hey man, go pick this up. I'm at work. If it's good, pay him. Bring it back home." All right. Well, he also did not like the black and the orange stripe down the thing. It lived its life as a mud Jeep. It still has less than 100,000 miles, I believe, on the 4.0. It's a 99.
Dude, those are some hard miles on that motor.
Hard. Super hard. So it lived its life at jump and run, mud bog, or whatever.
That's right. Because it had the pool. It had a pool liner. Had a pool liner up underneath the radiator that went to the front axle so that nothing would, I guess, splash up towards the motor.
Yep. It had
it looked pretty good. And you just recently took it off.
Before we went to UR. Yeah, I was like, there's no way.
That was a couple of months ago?
Yeah, there's no way it would have lived up there. Or it would have got overheating issues and whatnot. But, recently pulled that off. But, I saw it for the first time. It was straight piped, loud as hell, and half of it was tan. I was like, "Oh, Ty, you."
But when you saw like the Facebook post, it was black, and then
it was. Ty started painting it. He got back to the shop and started painting it. And I was like,
before you ever saw it, it was already halfway tan.
Yes. Yeah, before I even saw it. Like, I got off work, I was like, sweet, you know, I'm see this new thing.
Like, where's my black Cherokee?
It was half tan. I was like, also, like, he spent the time to tape it off nice. That's why I was so, it actually looks really good. It's kind of like Comanche.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like with paint, the least amount that you care,
it
better
looks
the
better.
results.
Yeah, and it's I've rubbed it on, the creek bed and rubbed it against trees. You won't tell. So nobody cares.
Yeah, like with the Comanche, I did a roll-on Rust-Oleum gray, and I took it to Windrock, and I bashed it into a rock. Like I was like bouncing. I was being stupid, and I bounced into like a tree, like a rock ledge. It was like over overhang, and I was like, man, that sucks. And I got home and I rolled it. I still have the paint here in my shop, and I was just like. And I will give you $100 if you can go to that truck right now and find exactly where I scratched. I didn't sand it. I didn't do anything. All I did was paint.
Well, I can because I watch your YouTube shorts and I know where you touch stuff at. So.
Oh, shut up. I'm not giving you $100.
I'm just saying. So, yeah, I mean, it was painted tan, slapped some stickers on it, and that was it. Like, it still to this day has the homemade I don't even know how to put this. The homemade extended lower control arms because it was like DOM or tubing that's welded crappily.
Yep. So they took the C channel, or those are C channel. They chopped it, it's probably poop pipe in it, and then, and
it was like
welded it back.
So there's an extension about this long on the lower control arms, stock uppers, whatever. But they managed to get. I had to do the measurements and everything. I did off the rear axle. It's like 4 inches in the rear and like 3 1/4 in the front, just off of homemade booger wheels. but like everything, like my TJ, it's a 2.5 on 8 inches lift, running 37. I can ride 60 miles an hour down the road, no problem, and does all this crazy stuff. Thought the motor would have been dead 3 years ago. I thought the XJ would have broken all to pieces. $1,200. Who cares? We'll just do whatever. But it's still. I drove it the other day. I drove it 2 days ago.
And you used to drive that TJ like back and forth to Greenville every day, right?
Yeah.
mean,
I still can.
That's awesome.
I still can.
That's what's like really cool about Jeeps is like you can like beat the crap out of them, and then like take them off roading, and then just like drive them like a couple hours.
But I don't know because like I feel like mine. I'm sure. I don't know if I got like the 2 diamonds in the rough. I'm thinking something's going to break. I've jumped them, like you said. Jumped them. Try to do this to it. Try to do that to it. The reason bringing back up the radiator is because the last JeepAffair event we had back in March, Ty was out there and I was trying to get everything was like kind of settling down, but still early. We had a big rain. And remember, Senate Mafia was out there taking pictures and whatever, and they were just taking pictures, and we wanted some like night riding. Nothing was happening. So to amp up the crowd, when I was like, I gotta do something, and when Ty pulled up there with my TJ, I looked at him, and I went, and he said, and I smoked him. I smashed
in front of everybody. It was probably like 30 people were probably getting their picture took. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Just smoked them. And
I was out there with my son Easton.
Yeah,
and he was just like, "Dang."
So it wasn't because I was inebriated or anything. I was just like, I wanted to keep it going, get people night riding,
get people like amped up.
Yeah, and it's fine, So I smoked that front bumper, and the TJ's a Franken Jeep, and that cab fab bumper was actually for the Gladiator. I bought it for the Gladiator.
Mm-hmm. I remember you telling me that.
We really wanted to the TJ because it looked cool. And it's a heavy duty. So TJ won. Didn't do anything to TJ. Busted the radiator out. Everybody was happy. They went on, started riding. So operational success, I would say.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, like my 2, for some reason, calling fraternal twins, they're both 99s. They will not stop. Meanwhile, I see people who are like trying to be easy and everything's breaking. Explain that. Can't.
Well, not like bashing you or anything, but give it like 10 years or something. Like driving the way that you drive. You think they'll still?
Oh no, well, now I say it. No, there'll be 12 pieces.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna knock on wood. If I say, oh yeah, it's gonna be 12 pieces, it won't. I mean, when you all remember, it was like clicking, popping, the whole front end's moving, still fine. But I do have plans for upgrades for those.
And that was your first trip to Uwharrie.
That was.
What do you think about that?
I loved it. I wish I saw more of it.
Yeah.
Everybody was like kind of spread out, and I didn't know what I was doing. Trying to follow somebody else and do this and do that, and not having service, not being able to pull up maps. It was a little difficult, but or not difficult. I didn't want to strike out on my own. I want to stay with everybody else just in case something did happen. But I was like, all right, let's go. I was kind of amped up and hyped up, and everybody was split because you had some, you had your full size Jeep Invasion thing going on, and I'm pretty sure you probably know it better than all of us. But dude, I'm ready to get back. I said in the group chat the other day, I was looking for our cabins and stuff, and they're all booked up on the weekends. So I might do a week trip. But,
I'm actually going this weekend.
I know.
With
last day told me.
Yeah, we're doing like a family trip or whatever, and we're staying. I think me and my crowd are staying in the same log cabin that we stayed in. Dude, that's like the ticket, man.
It is.
Those log cabins.
It is. Like, our house was really cool, but I told Amber, I said, hey, all the cabins and everything's like booked up on the weekends. We're going to have to camp if we go in October or something. She was like, nuh-uh, y'all got to stay in cabins in a house. I'm going to stay in cabins in a house. So she's getting like into the wheeling and stuff, but she's not ready to like
fully dedicate to camping. That's a lot, man. I'll tell you, especially in the summer, it is too much for I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old and or something, but wheeling all day in a Jeep with no AC to come back to camp at 11 o'clock at night and cook supper, and it's still 85 degrees at 1 o'clock in the morning. Dude, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It was a lot even without, I just went by myself. My lovely wife, took care of the kid and everything like that. She had to work. She had to work one of those days. So my mom took baby, and but I went, had a blast. But it was a lot. I didn't realize, come out here and build the off-road and overlanding course. It's not that bad because I'm right down the road from home. Mm. I can stop and get out the excavator or tractor or whatever and just go home 5 minutes away. Up there, beating you around, it actually makes you tired.
Mm-hmm. It wears you down because you drive there and then you drive all day.
Yeah.
And then you drive some of the night and then you lay down and you still feel like you're driving in the tent.
Yeah.
And that just driving somewhere and about wears me out. I just think I'm getting old. I think that's what it boils down to.
Maybe so, but I was blown away by the time. Yeah, you lay down, it's oh man. Then you get up next day and you got to go do it again.
Yeah.
No, it's not a problem, but it's all right. And then you get back into the groove of everything. Then you lay down again. It's oh man.
And I'll tell you, if you want to work out, take my Comanche up there because you've got to especially before I put the Rubicon transfer case in, you had to clutch, clutch. Dude, I was a CrossFit dude. At the end of the day, that thing will wear you out.
I want to go try. I know we did Wolf's-Den. There we went.
Yeah.
We did Daniel.
The backside of Daniel, Wolf's Den, and the new trail. Was it Lakeview?
Yeah, slick.
Yeah.
But I want to go back and do Dickey Bell.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do it all.
I think Dickey Bell just opened up.
I've been looking. Did it open up yesterday? Or?
Yeah, it was. I want to say on that little Facebook group, somebody was posting pictures. They may just
you never know because with URA Facebook page, there's some that I guess they're not supposed to go.
Yeah, and there's also some trolls on there that'll post
picture about 3 years ago.
Yeah, Kodiak Rock was awesome. That was a trail they closed down. That was the best trail at URA was Kodak Rock, and they closed it. And people keep posting pictures out on it and be is this open back up? Is this open back up? Yeah. Just trolling people. But I don't know. That was a fun trail. You would break a lot of stuff on that. Not you, but there was a lot of people that broke on that.
Maybe, but I was when we did the Wolf-Den or whatever, and you broke, and it was just a small little break. Nothing bad. It was what? The U-joint bolts?
U-joint straps.
Straps, yeah.
I'm the only person that's ever broke on Wolf's Den.
And then I was cool, I'm going to do that. And everybody was no! Yeah, they thought I was ramping up. And but I was literally there just trying to experience everything because other than beating around the woods and driving in rivers and whatever and flooding out vehicles, other than designing and building the course, that's my extent of it. So I'm still new to it, but I understand. Matter of fact, I don't know if I've told you before or not, but being tied, obviously everybody has a part in it, but I'll go out there and stay and look at pictures of the URA Facebook page and this would be cool if we can do this. I built my infancy course over here. Mm-hmm. My first rock crawling, whatever, articulating. It's based on pictures. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of, I guess you could say it's kind of unique. I've never been anywhere and done that. Mm-hmm. And I've made stuff
Yeah. I mean, that course, is awesome.
It is. And, but after going to UR, the first time, I was like, this is kind of similar. It's obviously more difficult and more technical. But I was like, it makes me want to put more out here.
Mm-hmm. Because we have the room out there to put more.
Yeah.
We just got to get more and find the time to do more.
Yeah. Which I'll probably start doing. I think I mentioned somebody about it, like last night.
Yeah, we do need to have like a sit down.
Yeah. It's time for me to go out there and like refresh it and build up and whatever. It's going to be fine this time, but for the next spring thing, I want some insane stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not walking in the park. Like, it's not easy right now, but after going to UR and seeing it, well, okay.
Time to step it up a notch.
And we've stepped it up every time. Mm-hmm. Creek bed. What do we call behind the creek bed? All those asphalt pieces.
Yeah. Because we got like the
riverbed.
The riverbed. It was. And then we got that the mini boat ramp thing.
Mini boat ramp, yeah. And I do want to put a for real boat ramp, but yeah, actually going to seeing it and just I've been guinea pigging my own self for something I have not experienced just based off of Facebook images, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and you can probably say this just as good as anybody, but like you can do like the hardest trail at UR and like take pictures of it, and then you like look back at your phone and you're like,
it looks like nothing. Yeah, it looks like nothing. Yeah, I got some pictures and I'm like, I'm not posting that. Yeah,
that's the weird. Like I swear UR is haunted or something because you look like you're climbing a straight up vertical wall, and then on the picture it looks like you're going over a speed bump at the mall. Like blows my mind.
Yep.
But all right, man.
I'm sure I got tons more to go, but it's getting late, so.
What you think? You like it?
I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be back on the show, but I appreciate y'all watching, and I appreciate Mr. Aaron coming out and coming over to the shop and just hanging out and drinking drinks.
Adult beverages.
But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all watching the Off-Road Obits, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep.
Cool deal.